Rashi Roop Laxami. Rashi, please come.
Thank you so much, everyone, for such wonderful words. Truly honored by such beautiful introduction. I somehow always thought that, being an author is something which was there and which was there for me, though I never knew how will I do it. But this is a manifestation for me. This is something like manifest your quest. This is a manifestation, true manifestation for me. I am actually curious. What am I going to speak to you about? What I am here for, that I believe that manifestation, what everyone says today, that kya hota hai, is it fake, does it happen, does it not happen? This is what I want to tell you all, especially during the pandemic. Why did I write? I want to tell you why did I write this book actually. During the pandemic, since I'm a tarot reader, I'm an astrologer. अगर किसी को कोई problem होता है, unless until you have some severe, dire problems at your end, you won't approach a tarot reader or an astrologer unless and until you are going through some problem. So, the kind of questions, the kind of people who used to approach me during those times, and the kind of problems they were facing, it used to blow me away. And that actually triggered me to write this book. I thought that every one of us have that power in us, that power to manifest what we want out of life. Can get to all those, state, because I truly believe that state is one of the most important things, your state of mind. And if you are in a good state of mind, manifestation happens automatically. And it can only happen if you feel that you are powerful and you can bring out the inner power, if you can unleash your own potential. That can only happen when you are in a good state and you are able to harness your own power.
Absolutely right. So you will be giving us that.
After I read Rashi's book, and this happened to me, that happened to me, and that was like, oh my God, this is the manifestation of my dreams. If someone have actually, felt empowered and impacted by my work, nothing is more, useful, or my work has actually been done.
Absolutely. This really.
Actually, this has validated that I am on the right path. It actually gives me the courage and confidence to go further. Yes, I am on the right path, and yes, I am doing the right thing.
This is what you wanted to do.
Right, correct.
Bring change in people's life.
Absolutely, touching the lives of people, making an impact, bringing them out of their, the negative state of mind, pulling them up and uplifting them into where they want to be and manifest their quest in their lives.
This is so amazing. On this note, we have few very close friends of Rashi who have.
And many of you wouldn't have read the book. But let's understand the journey that she undertook and what change she has brought. Because the change starts with you and the change starts at home. The word quest and the word manifest, it is very closely associated with, as you try to find your quest and then you manifest, and then what happens is you procrastinate. There's a next thing which is very close to everyone, because you do not have that mindset to pursue your own dreams. And why don't you pursue your own dreams? Because that belief system somehow is taken away. Why is it taken away? Because someone in your childhood, someone as you grew up, validated it to be wrong, validated it to be somewhere on the side that you're inferior. So that part actually sets you apart in the belief system on the negative side. So what she did was that when she started writing the book, as Swaroop had mentioned one word, I don't know if you guys actually paid that heed to that, is bridging the gap between your interior self and your exterior self. So that was the first step that she took as far as bridging the gap is concerned, and that's when she started writing. Very few people, I don't know if you watched her TEDx speech, very few people would have that courage to speak on what she has spoken. I don't know if you guys, I don't see many heads, So, child molestation is something which very few people will have that courage to speak upon. So that was the first change that she brought in herself, Trying to manifest, she always wanted to speak on a forum, and she did. And she spoke on something which very few people had that courage. Now, during those times, I run a software company. So during those times in COVID, things were not all that good. And so, we all are very comfortable. It's been 15, 17 years since we were doing the business. So, you don't want to compound your comfort zone because it is working, right? You're doing it in a particular way. All of us desire different results by doing the same thing, unfortunately. So that comfort zone, that was the first change that we brought at home, and she brought it to us. To believe that, at the age of 47, still you can think of something new. Sanjeev is here, he's my partner. He's smiling away. So, you can think of something new. That's when we started another company by the name of Unlearn. Thanks to her, that she got me out of that comfort zone. So it's very important that, people write books, people talk about things, but very few people are exemplary to start at home. So I think I've said enough to be safe at home now. Thank you so much, guys. It's been wonderful here.
So, I would request Veer, if you can let us know what was it that you really loved about the book. And I'm starting with him because he's my mentor and has really helped me during my own troubled times. So, though he might look young, but he is really quite a wise person.
I would like to intervene here, he's sorted in life. One person at that age I have met, he's actually sorted.
Okay, just let me speak something before we all get into some serious talking about manifestation. So host, where is Harry? I think you will be asking everyone to sing few lines, sing some motivational song and some quote or some shairi, something like that.
I really won't mind. We have fabulous singers, I'm sure, over here.
Yes.
And whoever sings or whoever acts, Veer is going to launch that personality in his next movie.
And बाद में
which you offer. Just imagine.
बाद में ये ना बोले लोग कि याद नहीं आ रहा. So better be prepared. And think about your favorite song, if at all you have any. I think everybody has.
Since we have such potential, such powerful people over here.
Firstly, thank you so much. You're too kind, Rashi. Thank you so much. I happen to know Rashi in 2020, to be precise, through a friend. And since 3.5, 4 years, I've been into coaching. I'm a coach myself. I'm a speaker. Before that, I had a background in films. I also acted in a film. I produced a film, and then life took a complete U-turn in between, and I went through a dark phase. And that is when I started in 2017, 2018 to go on this inner quest of finding my own self. And I suddenly stopped films completely. And my dad was like, "You've lost it completely." I studied in London, I came back, I wanted to get into films completely, and suddenly I was into coaching, and I went for a seminar. And in that process, the biggest thing that I realized was, we've been conditioned a certain way, and unless you change that conditioning, we don't get the things that we really aspire for in life. And this conditioning is worldwide. Okay, and I didn't understand all of this initially. But as and when I went deeper, a lot of things for me changed personally. My mindset changed, my anxiety went away, my stress levels reduced. Why I couldn't do one thing, I started doing 5 things together. And I was like, why don't people know something like this? And that's when I started this journey of, I made it a mission that I want to take this to people out there. I want to show them this reality, this other side of life which people have never experienced. And on that journey, I met somebody who happened to be her friend, and she told me to connect. She told her to connect with me, and we connected. And she shared a lot of her personal things with me. This was in the midst of the pandemic itself in 2020, and she's also cried on the phone. And we went through like crazy transformations just on the phone itself. And she shared some really personal things with me. And I was like, this woman has a lot of power which, it's been dormant. And that's also the perception I had about everybody. I started seeing the security guy of my building, I started seeing the rickshawala, I started seeing everybody has potential, but everybody has a lot of fear which is dormant. And they don't know that high state. And like I didn't know my high state. And when she came to me and we were just talking a lot of things, we were going through the process. And she said, Veer, how will this happen? I'm feeling low, I'm feeling, she's crying about certain things. And I said, it will happen. And you will do it. I'm just a mediator, I'm just a messenger. And that's when people actually change. And she had this dream of writing a book. And at that point, I'll like first go through the process, book will happen. But she said, no, I really want to do this, I really want to do this. And in that journey, she let go a lot of her things that were holding her back. And she manifested this book, this journey that you see in front of you guys. And it wasn't easy. Because I remember in the midst of the pandemic when people were having fun, they were watching Netflix, they were chilling. And I was talking to her. She was managing her kids, she was making food like everybody, every one of us were probably making, but the maids were not coming, the societies weren't allowing and all of that. And in the midst of all of that, she started writing this book. And I'm like, how's she doing this? She's managing house, she's managing her husband, she's managing the kids, she's crying on the phone, and she's writing the book. And that's what the thing is, the power of you. She tapped the side of her which she never thought that even existed. And that's when, when I read your book and it said, if you know yourself, you can win any battles there are. So I think that is the crux of everything is, people don't know who they are. You have an idea of who you are, believe me. But to the levels of, like Vivek said, we started this new company. Unless if she would have said that, it would never have happened. So people underestimate what they can do because no outside influence has ever told you this is the highest version that you can go to. And luckily she saw that in her and she is here. So congratulations Rashi, I'm so proud of you and it's an honor. Thank you so much for having me here. And I think you're going to conquer the world. Yeah? You've just started your journey and you're a very good soul. You've impacted so many lives and thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you. Beautiful lady.
अच्छा तो ये बुक के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं लेकिन उसके पहले मैं कुछ और बात करना चाहता हूँ, ठीक है? अब एक स्टोरी बोलना चाहता हूँ। आपको सबको स्टोरी पसंद है? हाँ या नहीं?
Especially if it is love story.
Any story.
You're safe, your wife is
Yeah,
not here.
sometimes even Dracula finds even murders to be a love story. So love is related. The more love, the better. अच्छा, okay. Coming to मेरा story. मेरा नहीं है. Actually आप लोगों के लिए question है. एक 15 साल की लड़की है या लड़का, जो भी समझ लो. 15 साल ओलंपिक्स में जाता है और एक बहुत ही बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस देता है. इतना बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस दिया, सब लोग तालियां बजाते हैं. लेकिन जब स्कोर बोर्ड पे स्कोर दिखता है तो वो है 0.00. अब सोचिए उसको 0.00 क्यों मिला होगा. तो ये मैं सवाल आप लोगों से कर रहा हूं. सो आई वांट रिस्पॉन्सेस ऑडियंस से. नो, कुछ तो गेस करना पड़ेगा.
Disqualified due to some
Disqualified due to some
wrong action or
action. Good.
He might have been praised for his courage, for participation and all.
Encouragement for participation. You want to say something?
He wants you to say something.
Yeah, Madhu.
Actually,
He wants you to repeat the question.
तो एक 15 साल का लड़का या लड़की जो भी बोलना है आपको पसंद है, ओके, वो ओलंपिक्स में गया या गई, बहुत बढ़िया परफॉर्मेंस दिया, जब बोर्ड पे स्कोर देखा तो 0.00 था। तो आप सवाल है आप लोगों के लिए ये है कि उसको 0.00 का स्कोर क्यों मिला?
She never went. She saw a dream for her. She never went there. She was
never
dreaming.
went there.
Same copy, same as above. Yeah.
She was too good to be compared.
She was too good to be compared.
Because of some unethical,
Unethical drugs.
हाँ कुछ drugs हो गए।
ड्रग्स बोला तो तुरंत सही है। लेकिन ड्रग्स का तो टेस्ट रिजल्ट के बाद में होता है ना, तो पहले कैसे पता चल गया? और मोटिवेशन के लिए 0 का स्कोर देना थोड़ा अजीब लगता है। चलो इसको थोड़ा सा और कॉम्प्लिकेट करता हूँ, ये रियल लाइफ स्टोरी है।
Confidence या failure?
मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ ये रियल लाइफ स्टोरी है। अब क्या कहना चाहोगे?
You would like to say something?
उसको बोर्ड में प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है।
परफेक्ट।
Did you just? It was so.
ये स्टोरी है नादिया कोमानीच की। शी इज द फर्स्ट पर्सन जिसने परफेक्ट 10 स्कोर किया था ओलंपिक्स में। स्कोर बोर्ड का डिजाइनर ने स्कोर के लिए 1 डेसिमल प्लेस, 1 डिजिट डेसिमल प्लेस, 2 डेसिमल प्लेस बनाए थे। तो उस पे स्कोर 10.00 दिख ही नहीं सकता था, उसको मिला था 10, इसलिए दिखा 0.00।
Amazing.
रियल स्टोरी, ओके। ये स्टोरी मैंने क्यों बताई यहां पर? क्योंकि एक स्कोर बोर्ड वाले ने डिसाइड किया कि एक एथलीट क्या सोचेगा, किस तरह परफॉर्मेंस देगा, और सारे एथलीट उसी तरह परफॉर्मेंस देते रहे। सब लोग 9.95 के ऊपर स्कोर ही नहीं कर पाए। जब नादिया ने पहली बार ये 10 का स्कोर किया, तब उसने वो बैरियर ब्रेक किया। उसके बाद से सारे ओलंपिक्स में बोर्ड्स के स्कोर 10.0000 तक जाने लगे। सो ये स्टोरी का यहाँ पे क्या रेलेवेंस है, मैं यही बताना चाहता हूँ, एक ह्यूमन माइंड का पावर है जो कुछ भी अचीव कर सकता है। किसी ने एक बाउंड्री खींच ली बाहर से कि 9.95 एक्सीड नहीं कर सकते हो, बस वो बाउंड्री बन गई, किसी एथलीट ने अचीव नहीं किया। और जब 10 का बैरियर ब्रीच हुआ, उसके बाद में कईयों ने 10 का स्कोर किया। सेम एग्जांपल राशि ने इस बुक में भी दिया हुआ है, इसकी भी सेम स्टोरी रही है। रॉजर बैनिस्टर ने भी, पहले सारे साइंटिस्ट ने वर्ल्ड वाइड बोला था कि कोई भी 4 मिनट के अंदर 1 माइल दौड़ नहीं सकता, तो कोई दौड़ ही नहीं पाया। और रॉजर बैनिस्टर ने जब इस रिकॉर्ड को ब्रेक किया 1954 आई थिंक, उसने ब्रेक किया, उसके बाद में एक साल में लगभग 30 या 40 बार ये रिकॉर्ड बार ब्रेक हुआ। क्योंकि हर बार हम सोचते हैं ये हमारा लिमिटेशन है और हम उसके बाहर काम नहीं कर सकते। तो आई थिंक राशि का ये बुक जो है इज ट्राइंग टू हेल्प अस विद दैट। तो मैं एक्चुअली इसे अच्छी तरह से मैं रेजोनेट करता हूँ इस बुक के साथ में। मेरी भी यही बिलीफ है और मैं ये भी जानता हूँ कि मेरे बहुत सारे लिमिटेशन हैं। सो मुझे भी ओवरकम करने हैं ताकि मैं भी अपने आप को मैनिफेस्ट कर सकूँ। बट फॉर मी आई थिंक ये बुक एक रिमाइंडर है कि इतनी सारी चीज़ें जो हम सोचते हैं हम नहीं करते और करना चाहिए, हम अपने आप को रोकते हैं, सो रोकना नहीं चाहिए। एंड आई थिंक दैट इज वन टेक अवे आई एम लीविंग विद दिस बुक विद। सो थैंक यू राशि, थैंक यू सो मच।
This book,
Yeah, this book, I would like
The
to
Power
know.
of You. This book actually tells me to continue dreaming, irrespective of the fact that whatever little bit has been said or whatever has been said about me, I would still like to continue dreaming, because it is your dreams which make you move ahead in life. It is your dreams which make you achieve something. Until and unless you dream, until and unless you start thinking about what do you want in life, Where would you be?
Very true. And I would like to share with you all that Anil is one person who has literally manifested what he basically wanted, as a child. Every day, while the airplane, he
Yeah,
told me the
she's not
story.
talking about me. I'm also on it.
Both of us are Anil, so sorry.
So, why don't you, Anil, please relate that story that you were telling, and it was so exciting to know that
Story
he's a
goes-
manifester himself.
The story goes that I was born in a small town called Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh, and we used to stay in a place called Kidwai Nagar Reserve Bank Colony. And we had a parapet to the house attached, and I used to just sit on the parapet and hear the aircraft. The Kanpur had a HAL factory which had the Jaguars servicing industry was there. So Jags used to fly, and we just used to hear the noise, the voice of this aircraft flying. And I used to look at the sky, and I used to just keep on hunting for that aircraft, for the glimpse of that aircraft, which I could never see. So probably that noise was so strong and had made such a deep impact in my mind that somehow or the other I started manifesting that करेंगे तो एक दिन यही करेंगे, नहीं तो फिर और क्या है. So from there it started, and it continued on. And today, here I am. This is simply
What is it?
Childhood friends, and we know each other's deepest, darkest secrets. So I remember the time, like almost 2 years back, 2020. She called me that I'm coming to meet you. वो lockdown बस खत्म भी नहीं हुआ था exactly. So she came to me and we were sitting in our hall, and then she told me that let's go to the garden and sit there. So I could figure out from her face that something is not right, and I think it was almost 6 months since we met, and then we sat in the garden, and then she spoke about a lot of things. And a few days after that, she told me that she is writing that book, and when she wrote that book, most of us, like all the classmates and everybody, we all ordered her book and we read it. Like it really took me long to read, but then when I read it, then I told her कि ये तुमसे expect नहीं किया था कि तुम इतना अच्छा लिखोगी. And I told her very honestly कि सचमुच मतलब तुम इतना अच्छा लिख सकती हो, नहीं अच्छा लिख सकती हो, मतलब ये content जो है book का, because I always thought that she could write, because all of us could write. We come from a place called Bhagalpur, which is in Bihar, and we think that we are born writers, because आपने अगर शरद चंद्र सुना है, so he was from Bhagalpur, Devdas, and then Ramdhari Singh Dinkar, if you have heard, or if you have heard about Tagore's, he wrote some part of Gitanjali there. So all the people who belong to Bhagalpur, they think they are very good writers. So I always thought that she could write very well, and she's a very good speaker as well. But then ये manifestation के बारे में इतना अच्छा लिख सकती है, वो कभी सोचा नहीं था. And when I read her book, I told her that when I was reading that, I was thinking ये तो मेरे साथ भी हुआ है, ये तो मेरे साथ भी हुआ है. And I could completely relate to her book. And even I told her that I don't remember, like it was almost 5-6 years back that I read a book, और उसके बाद फिर इसका book पढ़ा, and I have even underlined. ये इसने बोला कि यहाँ की कॉपी ले लो. So I told her नहीं, I have brought my own copy which I read 1 year back, because while reading it I have underlined it. तो राशि, अब इसकी क्या तारीफ करूँ मैं, but yeah, she has done a very good job, and I was really surprised when I read this book. So let everybody speak, and then maybe we can read out some important lines from your book, and also ask some people. She has written a lot about past, how past affects us. I think सब लोग agree करेंगे इससे हैं कि the memories of the past, it is very counterproductive at times. So if people here are ready, I would like some of you to speak about how it is productive and how it is counterproductive. So you can start with people, and maybe we can sit there. You can call the rest of them people who have actually read this book.
Anyone from the audience who has read it? Kanisha?
We can take.
Totally go by her book, when she talks about manifestation, whatever she's written. I think in the past few days I've followed whatever is there in the book, and I feel it's magical, you know, when you do these things, when you start believing. You know, I've done a lot what she's written in the book, and you know, it feels as though you're living your life completely. You know, there is some matter in your life. You're living for something. You're living for a goal. You're living for achieving something. That is what I feel. And your life has a perspective. You know, whenever I listen to whatever she talks, whenever she speaks, you know, the positivity that surrounds us, the toxicity that goes away from our life is so relevant in her book. And I think it becomes so pertinent for every one of us to follow this today, because each one of us has so much of a stress in our life today, you know, whether it's a kid or whether we as adults, as you know, even senior people, there's so much of stress around it. So I think I totally go by her book, and there's lots to learn and lots to abide by in our day-to-day lives. That's all that I'd like to say. Thank you so much.
Miles away from my house to witness the manifestation of Rashi, the author, at her very own book signing. Yet here I am speaking to all of you. And that's reflective of who Rashi is and what she does. She takes what you could only imagine and turns it into reality. And that unique power has always been there. I witnessed it as a kid, and I continue to see it even today. She has the ability to analyze people's minds, connect with them at an intimate level, and help them with what they might otherwise feel is keeping them stuck in place. She helps people capture the life that they can only imagine. Now, I only recently got the opportunity to read this book, and after reading it, I have to say that you've done a remarkable job taking your personal power and applying it to something that anyone can access at any time. It truly feels as if she's there guiding you, showing you how you can do more than just imagine, showing you how you can manifest your quest and accomplish a life of happiness. If you guys go through, we've been talking about past memories, about our past experiences. She goes through step by step as if she's talking to you, talking about how your past can impact your future and how you can handle those emotions. So I'm incredibly proud of what you've accomplished, and I'm honored to speak on your behalf. But I'm also sure that those words will be meaningful not just to you, to many other people, and for many other books as well.
So I would be thankful to her that she gave us that opportunity to think twice, that life is not bored anymore, and you think something beyond your imaginations and something can happen, and it does happen. And as a guy, I think sometimes your negative past encourages you to do something more. Because as a kid, I was a bit spoiled kid. So I never used to dream that, I can run a company. But I'm doing so, and which at that point of time would have been a nightmare to think of something that I can run a tech company. But thanks Rashi, that you really made us feel that we can do something, and we have done something, we have started something that's really appreciative and really hard work of you. Thank you so much, Rashi.
This book should come in Hindi as well, and that's why Ma is now translating this book, and she has halfway through this book, and she's on her way to translate.
श्याम, जिसकी मैंने कभी कल्पना भी नहीं की थी। राशि मेरी बहू है, और इसमें से जितने लोग बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ, उन सब की मैं माँ हूँ, और सब मुझसे परिचित हैं, और सारे इस अवसर पे आए हैं, आमंत्रित इसने किया है, लेकिन आपने इसका मनोबल कितना बढ़ाया यहाँ आकर। और मुझ जैसे, मतलब मैं इतनी अभी लाचार हो गई थी, फिर भी जो इसने किताब में लिखा है उसका सबसे पहला तो मुझे लगा दिया उस लाइन में कि माँ आप इस बुक को अगर पढ़ी हैं तो उसका कुछ भी तो करिए लाइफ में, ऐसे खड़े हुए जो कोई ना खड़ा हो सका, इस तरह आपको करना है। और इसके उस मतलब इस प्रेरणा से मैं कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँची। आज मैंने कहा कि ठीक है, इसने कहा कि नहीं पब्लिक डिमांड है कि इसको आप मतलब हिंदी में लोग पढ़ना चाहते हैं। मैंने कहा ठीक है, बोलिए आप पढ़ के देखिए, उसके बाद इसका ट्रांसलेशन कीजिए, लोगों तक पहुँचेगा तो लोगों को पता भी चलेगा कि मैंने जो लोग नहीं इंग्लिश पढ़ सकते हैं उन लोगों के लिए कितना बड़ा ये अनुभव होगा कि सचमुच क्या करना चाहिए और किससे कहाँ हम कहाँ तक पहुँच सकते हैं। तो ये मनोबल का है, सारा खेल जो है ये मेंटल है, मानसिक तौर पे सारे खेल हैं। हम सोचते हैं कि हमें 4 बजे उठना है तो घड़ी की ज़रूरत नहीं होती, वो खुद ब खुद उठ जाता है व्यक्ति। तो आदमी जिस तरह से आप सोचोगे तो उसको कार्य में लाने के लिए, कार्यान्वित करने के लिए व्यक्ति को एक एनकरेजमेंट होना चाहिए। ये किताब जो है उसकी प्रतिलिपि है हमारे सोच की, हमारे आगे बढ़ने की, हमारी प्रेरणा की, हर चीज़ के लिए किताब ऐसी है जो आपको कहाँ से कहाँ ले जाएगी और आपका गंतव्य आसमान से भी ऊंचा होगा। तो मैं तो इसे बहुत बधाई देती हूँ कि मैं प्रत्येक पंक्तियाँ इसकी पढ़ रही हूँ और इसको लिख रही हूँ और वो आज नहीं कल आप तक ज़रूर पहुँचेगा। इतने लोगों का इसमें साक्षात्कार किया, लोगों ने जो समझा वो आप लोगों के सामने था कि इसमें कहाँ तक लड़की जा सकती है और क्या क्या कर सकती है। मैंने तो इसे इतने बरसों से 16 बरस से मैं देख रही हूँ, लेकिन ये इसके व्यक्तित्व का आयाम होगा मैंने जीवन में नहीं सोचा था कि ये ऐसा भी कुछ करेगी। बहुत सारे इसको पेंटिंग बहुत अच्छा करती है, डांस में बहुत अच्छी है, बोलती बहुत अच्छा है, लेकिन ये इसका मनोबल होगा और ऐसी प्रेरणा लेकर के ही कहाँ से इतना सारा इसके दिमाग में आता है। तो ये ज़रूर मैं इसकी प्रशंसा करती हूँ और मैं सोचती हूँ कि आज जो भी आपके सामने है उससे और कहीं बहुत आगे इसके का क्षितिज जो है अभी बहुत ऊंचा है, ऐसा आशीर्वाद मेरी तरफ से है। आप सबों से ये रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप लोग इसकी सब किताब हर पन्ने पर ध्यान दीजिए और उसी तरह से सोचिए और आगे बढ़िए। मुझे कुछ कहना ज़रूरी था क्योंकि इसने मुझे इतना एनकरेज कर दिया कि मैं इसकी किताब का ट्रांसलेशन करने के लिए बाध्य हो गई हूँ। तो मैं सोचती हूँ कि आप लोग भी ज़रूर सारे पन्नों पर नज़र डालेंगे और उसी हिसाब से आगे बढ़ेंगे। धन्यवाद। मैं क्या बोलूँ, सब मेरे बच्चे जैसे ही हैं।
इन्हें पूछना था अमिताभ से, सो नहीं मिल पा रहा था, बट आई स्नैच्ड माइक फ्रॉम टीआर एंड गेव इट टू आंटी। और फिर इन्होंने वो जो शुद्ध हिंदी में क्वेश्चन पूछा अमिताभ बच्चन से फॉर फ्यू सेकेंड्स। आई एम टेलिंग यू, आई एम नॉट एग्जैजरेटिंग। अमिताभ मुंह खोल के बहुत देर तक, आपको पता है ना, ऐसे करके देखता है वो। सो ही वाज स्टन्ड और कुछ सेकंड के लिए बस वो इनको सुन ही रहा था। एंड देन लेटर ऑन आई स्पोक टू सिद्धार्थ बसु एंड उनकी वाइफ, आई जस्ट फॉरगॉट हर नेम। She told me that we thought she is a plant, जो PR वगैरह क्वेश्चन। No, she is original. She spoke such good, मतलब इतनी अच्छी हिंदी में और इतना अच्छा प्रश्न पूछा। तो आंटी के बारे में, because she herself is a very good writer और बहुत अच्छा बोलती भी हैं। So I just wanted to tell this.
Yeah, actually जब आपने बोलना शुरू किया हमें सिर्फ ऐसे लगा
It would be better if I introduce myself. Actually, not talking very high about me, but I am an edupreneur. I have my own set of schools and colleges in Mira Bhayandar, ranging from in the suburbs of Mumbai, ranging from Mira Road till Palghar, Varanasi. We are coming up in Pune. We have schools and colleges from preschool to post-graduation, and actually we have set of professional colleges even. So I can tell you Rashi, I know Rashi as a very good friend of mine. We met when in an occasion when we had a same set of mind to celebrate for and it was great time with her when I interacted with her, and slowly and steadily we came very closer. And when she shared her book to me to read, it was an immense pleasure to see, wow, what a book it is, where this is a new generation Bible. I mean, it's not compared to be a Bible as such, but it's a new generation psychological book which will dive you through all sort of goodness, all sort of thinking possibilities. It will encourage your cognition, your metacognition, your subconscious mind, your all levels of conscious mind, where you can understand what you exactly are, how you are, what you should be, how you should be, and what exactly you want to achieve. And Rashi, I mean, heartiest congratulations. I have very small words to share for your contribution. This is actually, she has done a great job of writing book, and she has inspired many of us to write this kind of books. It's not writing a book, it is sharing your experience in and expressing your views in form of books. The lines what she has made up in this entire book, it has very simple language, and truly speaking, a great book, you know, that could take you to all the path of life slowly and steadily, and you can understand where the flaws of yourself you find, you search yourself where you are. So Rashi, keep going, and wish you all the very best. Make some other editions also, we can go ahead with it and read it. And since lack of time, we are coming from Bombay, so which is actually a very traffic oriented zone, where I had taken 2 hours to travel here, and I will be 2 hours traveling back to my home. My son is not keeping well, he is going through viral infections. So very great congratulations. I interrupted in between, and would really like to read her books anytime, wherever she shares me, and I wish, please make it digital so that I can read it anywhere, any place when I'm traveling in the car. Thank you so much. So wish
को प्रणाम। आंटी के लिए अभी कहा था ना कि सिंगिंग, बुक सिंगिंग, शायरी, गाने, तो आंटी के लिए 2 लाइनें। अब के हम बिछड़े तो शायद कभी ख्वाबों में मिले, अब के हम बिछड़े तो शायद कभी ख्वाबों में मिले, जैसे सूखे हुए फूल किताबों में मिले। कोई रिलेवेंस नहीं है, किताब है ना, इसके लिए मैंने बोला।
अब किताबों में फूल लोग रखते नहीं।
ये शायरी हम लोग कॉलेज के ज़माने में बहुत बोला करते थे, इसीलिए किताब वर्ड था ना तो याद आ गया।
I think yeah, बहुत सारे होंगे गुलजार के फैन। I think you can ask any one of them to, you know,
Join the club.
yeah.
So good evening, friends. This is my first occasion I am attending a book reading session. इसके पहले मूवी में बहुत सा देखा था book reading session. So thank you Rashi for inviting us. And before I speak about the book, I want to speak about Rashi. Rashi Roop Laxami is a beautiful girl from inside out. She is an excellent human being, and we all know she is an author, tarot reader, astrologer, by profession lawyer, life coach, and a family to us. When I started reading this, I haven't concluded. When I started reading this book, it has reminded me one of the interview of Sadhguru by a famous journalist. It was in relevance of some god. She asked Sadhguru, why need gurus or Sadhgurus? Sadhguru smiled and he replied that when we travel to unknown terrain, we normally use GPS, wherein a strange lady guides us, take left, take right, take U-turn. The same way, in life when we are into unknown terrain, we need instruction and guidance. These books, I am correlating this book with this, that these books help us consciously creating a life we love, exploring our potential and to manifest our dreams. So this book is all about that. This book defines the process to unleash our potential, knowing ourselves, to have faith, and to manifest our dreams. That's all about the books. So I could not conclude the books, but I have read 2-3 chapters of the books. It is brilliantly written. No words. I'll say only applause for your book, and I hope to complete it soon. After doing my CA, I've started, reading other kind of books. So I lost almost all the, love for this kind of books. But I'll definitely read the book and conclude it. And thank you, Rashi. Thank you for this opportunity. I really have enjoyed it. Thank you.
The kind of situation I was seeing around. So for that, I have actually written it down in the foreword that I hope this book gives you an opportunity to manifest for yourself. like no other book does. So I have kept you in mind and have made this book very captivating through incidences, anecdotes, stories, which will actually help you do all that you have been thinking of, achieving your dreams and goals. So here, let me mention you a line in the words of Professor John M. Richardson. When it comes to the future, there are three kinds of people: those who let it happen, those who make it happen, and those who wonder what happened. In what category do you belong to? We need to understand हमारे साथ क्या हो रहा है. Do we want to let things happen to us? Do we want to get into the plan of others, or do we want to plan things for us and manifest all that? So this is something which was always there in my mind, and I believe that manifestation is not something new. Maybe this word has been we have started using this word more often, law of attraction, manifestation. But athletes and big, all those 1%, 2% of the world who are the business tycoon, they have literally been using all the techniques that I have been, mentioning in this book. So, like Muhammad Ali has literally said it down that he has been using the power of visualization. So I wanted to read it out for you. The power of visualization whenever he used to go into the arena, before every fight, he used to use this visualization technique. Visualization technique in which he used to make sure that he is the winner. And he gives the credit of visualization for all, and he believes that it is a manifestation for him. All his winnings have been a manifestation. Not only Muhammad Ali, it has been Michael Phelps, it has been many other, Martina Navratilova. There has been many other athletes, and Jim Carrey. A lot of people, Schindler, who's the Schindler List? Who's the director of Schindler's List? I forgot his name, I'm sorry. Even him. So these are all the people who have actually used manifestation, whether they have believed it or not, but yes, they have first done it in their mind, and then it is said that first, if something happens, it has happened somewhere behind, at the back of your mind. And then second, then it happens in the real world. So it is said that, and that's how manifestation happens. And this is something big people have used it, use these techniques to their greater advantage, to capitalize on it and use it for their own purpose. We can do that. And this is what we have done. I have actually put it down. Because let me tell you guys, our brain is a very high-tech machine. And we can literally use it for that result-oriented instinct. जब हम visualization का बात करते हैं, and I have literally put it down. It is so wonderful. Let me tell you guys, it is this is not something which I have said it and just for the sake of writing and I wrote it down. No, it's not like that. आप करोगे ये तो आपके साथ ये, you will feel that it is happening with you. Start using it. So, what is visualization? I would like to read this part. Our body's computer system comprises our brain and the entire nervous system. In short, I can say it consists of our body's energy centers. Once you know how to operate your system, once you have cracked your goal setting, then you can more or less control your actions and consequences you create in your life. From Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, I'm sure you must all know that she is a huge manifester, and she actually says that. Jim Carrey to Bill Gates to most of even the Wolf of Wall Street, I forgot his name again. All these successful people use visualization as their primary tool to achieve success. Jim Carrey, during his struggle to make a mark as an actor, in 1990, used visualization as his principal and most important tool to keep himself motivated. He wrote himself a check of 10 million for acting services rendered and dated it to 1994. He always carried this check in his wallet to keep himself emotionally inspired. In 1994, Jim Carrey got exactly 10 million for his role in the movie Dumb and Dumber. So this is something which actually happens, guys, because our mind, our subconscious mind, is the master leader. And अगर हमें इसको चलाना आ गया, अपना खुद का कंप्यूटर चलाना आ गया, then we are the master of our own, captain of our own ship, and master of our own life. Nobody can then actually lead us. It is us who's actually doing the lead. And ये कैसे होता है? You must be wondering. So when we are doing this visualization, and that too in a high state, let me tell you, I'm sorry if you feel that I've started coaching, but this is what my book is all about, you know. So there are many releases, there are many hormonal releases that our actually mind goes through. हम इतने high state पे कैसे जाते हैं? Because of oxytocin, because of serotonin. ये dopamine का release क्यों होता है? When we are in a very good state, if you take yourself, if you are doing what you love to do, you go in a very high state. And when you visualize, तो फिर वो वाला वहाँ पक्का हो जाता है. Then things start happening. वो जब वहाँ पे there are neural pathways that are formed, जहाँ पे सारी चीजें पक्की होने लगती हैं. And things you start attracting, it goes into your subconscious mind. And once you are, and let me tell you, visualization and reality, our subconscious mind doesn't know what is the difference between visualization and reality. उनको लगता है कि दोनों एक ही चीज है. So basically, life, if we lead according the way we want to lead, we need to control our subconscious mind. And this is what my book is all about. You need to control and become the power that you want to become in your life. So control your subconscious mind, basically.
96% of the people on this planet are suffering from some kind of inferiority complex or the other. To most people, this inferiority complex acts like a handicap that steals their happiness and keeps them away from success. I think I totally relate to this. I think most of the people will relate. Then there are many, there's just few of the lines that I have underlined in the initial chapters. Engage in motivating self-talk. Self-talk is the way we talk to ourselves in our heads. This inner voice has a mammoth impact on how you see yourself and your deeds. So these are the few lines that I told Rashi that I totally relate with these. And yes, there are so many, but if I start reading तो फिर रात ही हो जाएगी. So yeah. Is there anyone else? या फिर कोई?
मैम, द पावर ऑफ यू, मतलब कि कहाँ से आपको मोटिवेशन मिला और स्टोरी मतलब कहाँ से आया?
मैं एक लाइफ कोच हूँ, मैं एक टैरो रीडर हूँ, एस्ट्रोलॉजर हूँ. तो पैंडमिक में स्पेशली ऐसा मुझे कॉल्स आता था, और इस तरह के जो लोगों को जो तकलीफ़ें होती थी, वो मैंने जो अनुभव किया है उस समय, जिस तरह से प्रॉब्लम्स के थ्रू जो गुज़र रहे थे, उस वजह से मैंने ये जो बुक लिखा है उन लोगों के लिए लिखा है जो खुद को अपने आप को हील करें, अपने आप को हील ही नहीं करें, वो सब सारा कुछ अचीव करें. क्योंकि उस समय कोई अपने माँ बाप को खो रहा था, उस समय कोई अपना घर बार छूट रहा था, उनका जॉब चला गया था, उनका मतलब इतना कुछ हो रहा था उस समय दुनिया में. तो ये उन लोगों के लिए बुक है जो कि अपनी ज़िंदगी में बहुत एकदम नीचे जा चुके हैं, डिप्रेशन में हैं, बहुत ही सब चीज़ लूज़ कर चुके हैं. लेकिन अगर वो समझें ये बात कि उनके अंदर की जो एक अंदरूनी शक्ति होती है, वो उसको कैसे इमर्ज करके हम उसको अनलीश करके और उसको यूज़ करके हम मैनिफेस्ट करें. तो दिस इज़ द पावर ऑफ यू. दिस इज़ वॉट आई वॉन्टेड टू कन्वे टू द वर्ल्ड.
कोई ऐसी लाइन है आपकी जो चैप्टर को सुना पढ़ के बना दे, मतलब हिंदी में बताइए
जी,
जिससे लोग इंस्पायर हों, मोटिवेट.
जी, तो ये जो है ये बुक ये बुक तो अंग्रेज़ी में है, लेकिन हिंदी में यही मैं बोल सकती हूँ कि अगर आपने कोई चीज़ को सोचा है, उसको विजुअलाइज, मतलब एक बार उसको स्वप्न जैसा देखा है, अपने आँखों को बंद करके अगर देखा है तो आप उसको रियलिटी में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो, मतलब आप उसको ला सकते हो हकीकत में। और ये कोई ऐसी बात नहीं है कि ये नहीं होता है, ये होता है और ये बहुत लोगों ने किया है। जो टॉप 1% ऑफ द वर्ल्ड हैं, जो कि रिचेस्ट ऑफ द रिच हैं, वो लोग यही फॉलो करते हैं जो कि मैं अभी ये सब चीज़ को मतलब आप नॉर्मल लोगों को और नॉर्मल भाषा में मैं पहुंचा रही हूँ लोगों को, जो टॉप रिचेस्ट मैं पीपल इन द वर्ल्ड जो प्रैक्टिस करते हैं और वो अपना जो भी चाहते हैं वो पा लेते हैं। तो ये सब वो टेक्निक्स है इसमें।
आपको सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, काफ़ी लोगों का विजुअल भी देखा, वीडियो भी देखा, और टाइटल भी बैंड्रा में इतना बड़ा, मतलब इतनी बड़ी लाइब्रेरी में इसका लॉन्चिंग, तो कैसा लग रहा है और क्या उनके लिए कहना चाहते हैं?
मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि लोग यहाँ पे मुझे सपोर्ट किए हैं और इस चीज़ को उन्होंने समझा है कि ये जो मैनिफेस्टेशन है, बहुत लोग सोचते हैं कि ये फेक है। उन्होंने ये समझा है कि ये चीज़ कुछ होता है और लोग इससे पा सकते हैं और बहुत कुछ आगे जा सकते हैं, अबंडेंस पा सकते हैं, और वो चीज़ जो दुनिया में सबके लिए अवेलेबल है वो सब कुछ मिल सकता है। तो ये सब मतलब लोगों को पहुंचाने के लिए ये सब चीज़ें हैं। और आज मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है कि लोग जो हैं ये चीज़ समझे हैं और इसको सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है कि टाइटल वेव ने मुझे ये प्लेटफॉर्म दिया है इस सब्जेक्ट को दुनिया तक पहुंचाने के लिए।
और किसका सहयोग है आपके फैमिली मेम्बर और रिलेटिव?
जी, मैं बोलूँगी कि सबसे बड़ा सपोर्ट तो मेरे हस्बैंड का रहा है। उन्होंने जब मैं बुक लिखती थी मेरे बच्चों को, घर को संभालते थे, और मेरे बच्चे बहुत बड़ा सपोर्ट रहे हैं कि जब मैं उस समय क्या होता है ना, जब राइटर्स या जब ऑथर्स लिखते हैं तो थोड़ा सा भी बहुत डाइवर्जन हो जाता है। तो उन्होंने बहुत ही पेशेंस रखा है, ज़्यादा मम्मा नहीं करते थे। उन्होंने समझा कि हाँ मम्मा लिख रही है तो लेट हर राइट। तो उस समय मेरे हस्बैंड जो है दोनों मम्मा और पापा का दोनों का ही रोल निभाया है। मेरे माँ बाप, मेरी मदर इन लॉ, इन लोगों ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया है मुझे मेरे इस जर्नी में। मेरे फ्रेंड्स ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया है।
जिसे बात करें का पावर ऑफ यू, मतलब ये इंग्लिश में है, मैं भी हिंदी में इसको ट्रांसलेट करेंगे, कभी तो बुक आएगी?
वो मुझे लगता है 6 महीने में वो बुक आ जाना चाहिए स्टोर में।
तो इसके अलावा और भी कुछ होते हैं, जैसे सिनेमा हो गया, कोई भी स्टोरी होती है मतलब उसके तक थ्रू भी मार्गदर्शन मतलब लोगों तक पहुँचाते था, ऐसा कोई है मतलब आपके?
जी, मैं इसको अपने YouTube चैनल के थ्रू पहुंचा रही हूँ लोगों के पास। बहुत सारा मैंने इंटरव्यू लिया है, लोगों को पहुंचाती हूँ, इसके क्लिपिंग्स निकालती हूँ, बात करती हूँ इसके बारे में, क्योंकि लोग समझें कि ये जो चीज़ है, जो मैनिफेस्टेशन है, ये लोगों तक पहुँच सकती है, उन लोग पे जा सकती है, और वो लोग प्रैक्टिस बस करना है। और प्रैक्टिस करना इतना डिफ़िकल्ट नहीं, इट इज़ बहुत ही आसान है। बस ये चीज़ में एक चीज़ को याद रखना है कि जब आप मैनिफेस्टेशन प्रैक्टिस करते हो तो डाउट नहीं होना चाहिए। जहाँ डाउट आया वहाँ पे सारा मैनिफेस्टेशन खत्म हो जाता है।
और कहना चाहेंगे मतलब जो ऑडियंस होंगी, जो पढ़ने वाले, जो मतलब नर्वस होंगे लाइफ में मोटिवेट करने के लिए?
जी, उनके लिए मैं यही बोलूँगी कि दुनिया में जो ये दुनिया है और ये यूनिवर्स है, उसमें इतना कुछ है, और जो आप चाहते हैं वो आपको मिलना ज़रूर मिलेगा, लेकिन आपका वो पावर ऑफ थॉट बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। आप किस तरह से अपने थॉट्स को यूज़ कर रहे हैं। कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, ये जो आपने बोला स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, वो यही सोच के जाते हैं मुझे तो कुछ नहीं आता, मैं एग्ज़ाम में कुछ नहीं लिख पाऊँगा। और वो इस थॉट से अगर आप जाओगे ना तो आप सचमुच कुछ नहीं लिख पाओगे। आप वो पहले ही फेल कर चुके हो एग्ज़ाम में। अगर आपको कुछ करना है और कुछ ज़्यादा करना है अपने लाइफ में, तो ये चीज़ याद रखिए, अपना सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस और वो चीज़ कि येस आई कैन डू इट, उस स्टेप से और उस थॉट से हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो हम क्या नहीं पा सकते हैं। अगर हम ये पॉसिबिलिटी बंद कर दें कि मुझे नहीं आता है तो सब चीज़ ख़त्म हो गया। लेकिन अगर ये पॉसिबिलिटी कि मुझे आता है और मैं कर लूँगा, मैं सोचता हूँ और मैं कर लूँगा, तो उससे वहाँ से शुरू होती है ये इसकी दुनिया, मैनिफेस्टेशन की दुनिया। अपने में विश्वास और अपने पे पावर, अपने दिमाग पे वो एक अंदरूनी शक्ति को एहसास करना और उसको पहचानना कि हम लोग में वो है पावर, और हम लोग डायरेक्टली यूनिवर्स से कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं। हमें इतना ज़्यादा ये सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं। अगर हम अपने आप को लिमिट करेंगे तो हमारा लिमिटेशन बस बढ़ता ही जाएगा।